Alright, so in the realm of games, there are many... shut the f up. Sea of Stars. Now, I gotta put you nice and cozy in the seat of, context. It's an RPG, but the action is turn-based. I usually play games where, you know, you move. You don't just press a button to fight. But I had the game, and I was recommended by someone to play it, and I was bored, so I booted this 2D pixel-looking ass piece of shit and said, well, how bad can it be? And oh boy was I shocked, and you will be too. So prepare to be transported to a place of pure magic and tranquility as we delve into the secrets of the Sea of Stars. I'm just gonna put something into perspective. For me as a gamer, the vibe, exploring, music, and gameplay are really what counts. A good story is a nice addition, and we will talk about the story. But Seas of Stardom just got it. I'm gonna leave the combat for a little bit later, since even if you don't control your character like in most modern action games that I'm used to playing, it still has something quite unique. So usually two things slap you in the face when you boot up a game: music and visuals. I also want to say I will spoil the living shit out of the game, so you're welcome for the heads up, but I'm gonna leave some stuff out in case you don't care about getting some spoilers, but whatever, right? I'm telling you, when I pulled this game up, I was so skeptical, but the moment the game starts, you just hear the amazing soundtrack. I listened to that shit literally until this day, and I've been done with the game for like a couple of weeks now. I added it in my Spotify, a lot of the soundtracks. There are so many amazing beats combined with the colorful art. At some point, you think one of your friends will not come with you, but then they just do. And then you think he actually won't come, but he does come. Pause. And the music just goes apeshit, like, what's going on? Sometimes it's a relaxing and calm song playing in the background. And then it's... And then you pull up in Brisk and see the beautiful, like, buildings in the back as you move, and the art just comes. Look, I might be going too deep into this, but I'm telling you, whenever I booted the game up, I was like, okay, like Link's Awakening, but like 2D pixel, and like probably not as good as the Zelda game, obviously. And I was like, how good can it be? I don't know. Let's just play it on board. You also have this power that you can control time and like move forwards or backwards through the day whenever you're standing on this pedestal type of shit. But at some point you get an item that lets you do it at will, whenever and wherever. And not only is it useful in the game, but also aesthetically. And on top of that, almost every song has a day and a night version. Songs also keep playing by the band, because there's like a band playing songs at the inn or whatever, and you can hear it when you leave the room, but it gets muffled. Like, I should have streamed the game and helped you experience this too. I swear I was not a turn-based action game guy. It's my first one, and this game's like a sleazy car salesman or some shit. The way it sold me the full package, I'm in. And I'm here telling myself that I should have streamed it, because you never know when you're gonna find a hidden gem, and this was a hidden gem. And all this combined with puzzles and hidden items that make you think, but not too hard, because I can't even do that, and are just more cool, interactive. They keep the game alive and memorable. Puzzles like these where, for example, you have to step on this platform and on every single arrow that you press on, it makes the entire platform move in that direction. And so your goal is to go press on these pillars to unlock this cage later. And there's 2 of these pillars, so you have to reach both of them and then the door. And you remember the time control thing I spoke to you about? Well, it's used in puzzles to make a bridge, control the sun, to make ice blocks melt. The list goes on. I don't need to keep going. Actually, I do. It makes you change the shape of mushrooms depending if it's night or day, and you can like bounce on the mushroom. It's cool and creative. It doesn't need to be that deep. You know, I played Elden Ring, I played Lords of the Fall, and you can see it all on the channel, but sometimes you just need a game like this too. And because the game is like this, it also allows for humor. Now, it's not the funniest game in the world, but it is punny. For you guys, this might be normal in RPGs, but for me, this is new. Like how the kid goes up to a bookshelf and just doesn't give a shit, so they just show like 3 little dots. That's funny. Also, like for some reason they just spin in the wind tunnels. Again, these are not amazing, but still. Or for example, how this inn is called the first stage of grief because nobody can leave this town and all the villagers are stuck. And whenever we tell them who we are, the guy just laughs and makes sarcastic jokes. You know, it has a nice way of, doesn't need to force the joke on you, you just kind of see it. I also love how for some reason you walk underwater when you're in the world map, not swim. You know, like they bring in a character that just speaks French from Quebec, which is just a cool little Easter egg because that's where the studio is from. Now, the story is one of the big things that kept me reeled in. I would have been just satisfied with the visuals, sounds, and all, but the story made me want to find out what actually happens, even though it's not the deepest story of them all. Surprisingly, it had a lot of lore. So the main characters are Zale and Valere, and their early companion is Garl. We gotta kill the bad guys and get the Fleshmancer, some god, out of the universe. You then go through a mostly good but still somewhat of a roller coaster of emotions until they hit you. Garl dies. And we like Garl. Yeah, you remember that beat that I was talking about? Like when Garl came and we were all happy? Yeah. He dies. And overall, the story is really good because of the humor as well. The game really manages to capture that magical feel of adventure, exploring with the sounds, the art, as I said, some of the lore with the funny names, but still kind of deep. You know, chasing your goals even when people that have been with you as like your coach and mentor just give up and decide to take it easy like a little bitch. We keep going. I won't spoil everything just in case some of you mongrels still want to play it and haven't yet, but let me know when you do and maybe we'll have a talk about it on one of my streams. Also, a quick little point. I love the cutscenes. I'll show you some here. And for me, even though it's not the best cutscenes overall, whenever you're playing a 2D game like this and then they just hit you with like this kind of anime style but like super sick cutscenes, that got my juices flowing. So turn-based, womp womp, but also turn-based, right? Now, I'm not trying to bash, but I wasn't used to this. Come to find out, it's really relaxing, but still to my surprise, intense. So a cool thing is that you can have 6 characters in-game, like in your party, but 3 on the screen actually being useful. But not because you can swap them out whenever. At each of their turns, you can swap them out for another one. So technically, all of them are always useful, which is super sick. Especially Sarai with her delay attack shit. That shit was cracked. I kept using it all the time, and I'll explain why. So there's a counter beside the enemy to know when their turn is at every turn. The attack I just spoke to you about is you hit the enemy and the counter goes up. So there's more time until it's their turn. They also have some shit on top of their head showing what type of damage you should hit them with so that on their turn, they don't do a special move. And from what I understand, even if you don't fully break it, it still reduces its power by an amount written on top. And there's a timing button to block or do more damage or to hit twice. and there's combos doing multiple shit, and there's pressing R2 and collecting orbs to add to your basic attack a magical power too, and there's each character's special move with each their custom animated. Combined all that with a nice ass beat, and holy shit, for a turn-based fighting game, it's dynamic as fuck. Also, usually there's one fight song, but just to spring in some music talk again, the one in this world, which I will not name right now, is more tech and shit. It sounds sick. Look, overall, I can ramble on, but this game really took me by surprise. Shout out to Sabotage Studios, y'all killed it. It's a phenomenal job. I wish I could be as good at anything as you were to making this game. Pour de vrai là, it's really good.
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know if this is a thing you say, but I am proud. It seems like the type of game studio that's not big yet, and I really do believe they should be. This is some next level shit. I really loved it. I've seen some reviews on YouTube. You know, they give some points, they give some credit to the game, they take away some. For me, this is a straight up 10 on 10. It was amazing. Look, keep in mind, it is also my first one, my first action that RPG that's turn-based. So I don't know, but just for the vibe alone, like the vibe it gave me, the way I felt playing, it was amazing. Follow me into the journey on Twitch, where I will now be streaming, and maybe YouTube. Honestly, I'm not even sure anymore. I'll let y'all know in the pinned comment, but check both so that you can actually see this shit happen live and me going ape shit. Also, please subscribe, leave a comment of what you thought of the video, what other games are like this. I was thinking of Persona 5 maybe, turn-based fighting. I think it's a good one, but let me know what y'all think I should play. And don't forget, share this with someone, cause I told you so. Kenat's out.